My name is Daphne Lazar Price. I graduated in June of 1991. It's a lot of years ago.
My name is Sarah Ifra. I graduated in 1992.
My name is Tamar Rubenstein-Kashitsky. I graduated in 1993.
Hi, my name is Esther Aronson Olivestone, and I graduated in 1995.
My name is Atara Schultz. I graduated in 1996.
My name is Tamar Kuhl Rosenthal. I graduated Ulpanat in 1997.
My name is Alana Soroka. 1999.
I moved to Montreal and I spent the year at Concordia University where I did my master's in Jewish history, and then from then I went out to New York where I spent 2 more years studying at the Bernard Revel School at Yeshiva University. I spent those years as a professional in the Washington Jewish community doing all kinds of advocacy work on any number of Jewish social justice issues and social justice issues and international human rights issues more broadly. My husband's name is David and we have 2 girls.
Where has life taken me since Ulpanat? I have lived in Toronto the entire time. I got married and I had 3 children. I run my own firm now. It's called Sarah Ifra Architect. I enjoy it immensely.
I married an Orot Chaim graduate, Jonathan Kashitsky, who graduated in 1986. We have 6 kids. And after I moved to Israel, I went to medical school. And now I work as a doctor in Beilinson Hospital in the emergency room.
I got my degree in education, and I taught in Toronto for 9 years before getting married and moving to Teaneck in 2009.
I spent a year in Israel. I then went to York University. From there, I went to Harvard for medical school and then did some training in the States, and I've been working since then. I met my English husband on a B'nai Akiva ski trip in France, and then we moved to New York, and we've since had 3 beautiful children.
I went to NYU and earned a master's in public administration so that I could focus in on the nonprofit world. From there, I started a career as a serial entrepreneur, which I still am today.
I have 4 sons and 2 daughters. I went to Israeli graduate school for teaching at Yeshiva University. I worked for NCSY and Torah High, and recently I switched back into teaching, and I'm now teaching at Netivot HaTorah Day School.
I'm a board member of the Jewish Community Relations Council, and I also serve as a member of the Muslim Jewish Advocacy Committee for the American Jewish Committee here in the Washington area.
When I first moved to Israel, they were looking for volunteers to help teach English to Ethiopian students in a youth village that was right nearby. I started volunteering there, and I got to know the students. It was really an eye-opener for me because in Toronto, there weren't kids in my sphere who came from backgrounds like these kids. We work on programs with the village to improve their education, help them get into the army, and to do Shirut Leumi. We sent a number of children to camps in America and in Canada, and trying to give them the things that our kids take for granted.
Living on the Upper West Side of Manhattan, I've had the opportunity to meet so many wonderful young men, young women, a lot from Toronto, and I do my best and put a lot of effort in trying to network on behalf of these young men and women in hopes that they could find their right matches.
I give tours of the village shul mikveh to women who might be interested in that, even though they're not observant.
In 9th grade, I had Mrs. Goodwill, and I totally loved science class, I think because of Mrs. Goodwill.
Mrs. Furstenberg changed my life. We had to do a project on art in the working world. So what I did was I called someone that my father knew, who actually ran the first firm that I worked for, Page & Steel Architects. I interviewed him, I did the project, he came in and spoke to us, and that really set, the course of my life in terms of the profession that I chose.
Definitely the shlichim. I remember them most because it was a completely new cultural experience getting to know them. I still remember the Rachimis, the Barneas, the Gemaras, the Browns, the Engelmans, how loving they all were after we all got to know them. The Sabra prickly exterior and the warm, loving interior was definitely true.
Mrs. Raisin Aliyah Shalom, who was all about differentiated instruction before differentiated instruction was such a popular term in education.
I never could have imagined being so excited about learning history and how she tied what was happening in the world to what was happening in the times of the Torah. It was inspiring. I think about her all the time. And then Mrs. Oliver and Macbeth. My goodness, I could still recite her favorite lines from Macbeth.
The time that I was in Ulpanat, Rabbi Gemara was the Rosh Yeshiva, and Mrs. Gemara was my teacher for 2 years. And we've kept up personally as well as professionally.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.
One of the things I did during my presidency that I was really excited about was we were learning about brachot and how everyone's supposed to make 100 brachot every day. And we did the math and we figured out that there was no chance anyone was getting in 100 brachot. So we decided to have a bracha day in school. And we set up stands all over the school. At every stand you can make a different bracha that you wouldn't have otherwise been able to make. The shlichim were like in heaven.
I think that the safe and protected environment at Ulpanat is what let us all shine in different ways. And I'm sure that that's what sets Ulpanat apart from different high schools. If you were creative, you could work on onegs and Rabbanei Purim.
As a person that really did not speak Hebrew, didn't learn Hebrew as a child, I didn't go to school here when I was younger. By mid-grade 10, possibly the end of grade 10, I was thinking in Hebrew. So I was writing all my tests and answering questions and even thinking as I'm writing in Hebrew, which was amazing.
It wasn't just that we studied Torah Shebal Peh and Torah and Navi and Ivrit in class, but those are lessons that we took home with us. And all these years later, I still carry all of those lessons with me. And that's really what's outstanding to me about Ulpanat.
I think Ulpanat is a unique environment that I wanted very much to recreate for my daughters. I love the small school feeling, the warmth. I love the way that the 9th graders were friends with the 12th graders. I love the relationship that I had with the teachers. I loved the shlichim and the way that they were really interested in our lives, way beyond the classroom.
The values instilled just in a daily life in Ulpanat are definitely things that I've carried with me, whether it be from chesed, opportunities where we went food shopping for little old ladies.
Every Friday we got together as a school, 9th grade through OAC at the time. We in essence brought in Shabbat together, be it with a speaker or a play, songs by one of the classes. And it was just a nice feeling, a feeling of kihila, a feeling of community.
Competing in color war and celebrating days like Yom HaAtzmaut really leave warm, fond memories of my high school.
Teenagers are a very special group of people. I feel they have a lot of the insights and a lot of the ideas and a lot of the optimism and a lot of depth that we need to make change in our world today. But I also feel that they don't have a lot of sort of negative experience or pessimism that we sometimes have as adults. An opportunity to work with teenagers and any opportunity to engage teenagers and to give them the skills and to give them the context to discuss world issues has the opportunity to shape the future in a very significant way.
I know that Ulpanat has only grown in its reputation and its size and its educational excellence.
I'm proud to be a graduate of Ulpanat, and I wish the school continued success for many years to come. Success, success, success. Go Ulpanat!